5 balls will now begin.
The start list for the Group 5 balls competition. We have the Russian Federation as the top performers in qualification. Bulgaria with the second strongest performance. So we start with Belarus throwing their Minsk 2019 towels down to the ground. The European Games champions. All-around bronze medalists yesterday. Their group of 6 that they have brought across the 2 routines: Anna Hajdukovic, Anastasia Malakanova, Anastasia Rybakova, Anna Shvaiba, Arina Tsitsilina and Karina Yarmolenko. Did not go according to plan at the end, did it? There was an audible call out, something went wrong. Problems for Belarus. What is otherwise a most stylish routine. And there the challenge of group rhythmic gymnastics, so unfortunately demonstrated by the unwitting Belarusian athletes. There's so much in these routines that can go not according to plan. There's so much that can go wrong. But it does us good every now and then to be reminded of that, actually, lest we find ourselves being needlessly harsh on an athlete. And the other thing that is always worth contextualizing about a group routine is it's so difficult to know where the error has actually come from. We always judge harshly the person who drops the apparatus. Sometimes they're not to blame because the trajectory was not quite precise from the passing athlete. It's entirely a team effort. You can't single any one individual out. Now the scores will be much higher for a group routine, as I'm sure many of you are fully aware. Execution is still marked out of 10, but the difficulty because it is a group routine, there's so much more opportunity to earn it. So it's entirely normal to see difficulty scores that are double the difficulty score of an individual routine. They don't look entirely in the mood for this. It's a case of read the room, really, for the mascot. There we go. Let's take a glance around and see that they're not best pleased at the moment and pop back later. The score is 43.65 for Belarus. It is down by a mark and a half and then some from the qualification performance. We look now at the gymnasts from Ukraine, a relatively new group. Some adjustments have been made to the composition of the Ukrainian group of late. Their squad of 6 is Diana Baeva, Mariola Bodnarchuk, Darina Duda, Yeva Meleshchuk, Anastasia Wozniak and Alina Melnik. Several of these gymnasts won 5 balls gold at the European Championships last year. Characteristically Ukrainian, it's big and energised as a display. They had some complications with some of the passes of the apparatus. But you know what you're going to get when you watch a Ukrainian group in terms of the style of choreography. You know it's going to be an attack. They're going to go for impact and not for subtlety. And it's led to some quite extraordinary routines over the years. Gymnastics designed to make a statement. An interesting exercise that you can do if you're watching a a group routine for the first time, because it's so easy for your eyes to just go everywhere and never really settle, is to simply watch one gymnast for the entirety of a routine, especially if you're able to rewind this and watch it back again. And fast forward this bit. You can watch just one gymnast for the whole routine and see everything that they have to do. It really gives you a great respect for the muscle memory that's required in group rhythmic gymnastics. So for Ukraine, the number is 40.8, and that is an improvement quite considerably from qualifying, up by a mark and a half. So we come to the gymnasts from the Russian Federation. All-around gold medalists yesterday. The first chance for us to see this particular group in the World Cup Series this year. Led by the veteran Anastasia Maximova, with Anastasia Bliznyuk, Olga Karasieva, Karina Metelkova, Angelina Shkatova, and Anastasia Tatareva, top qualifiers. It is such a contrasting routine, isn't it, from the one we've just seen before it. They seem to spend so much of the performance working in such a tight group. There's a lot of intricate close control. And there's a significant amount of difficulty. 37.2 was the difficulty score in qualification. rarely seen the gymnasts from Russia in group competition in the World Cup series. This was a particularly impressive finish to the routine.
Хотя бы кисть отпустила. Жору, покажи, Жору. Начало все довольно чисто прошло. Поворот скрутили тоже. Я видела, она просто сверху встала на мяч. Он просто сплюшился. Ну, порядок, почему нет?
Still we wait for the Russian Federation's score to be calculated.
Это круговую переброску.
The leading score so far is Belarus on 43.65. One would expect that to be surpassed. We have Bulgaria to come next. That's going to be most interesting to see them head-to-head with the Russian group. So Russia's number is 45.35. They have lost 6/10 in qualification. It's still comfortably into the lead though. But it does give Bulgaria something to aim for. Their score in qualification was 45.5, a tenth and a half higher than the number we've just seen posted by Russia. Group all-around bronze medalists at the last two World Championships. All-around gold medalists in the Sofia and Baku World Cups this season. All-around silver medalists here. This is one of the top groups in the world. Simona Giankova, Stephanie Kiriakova, Madeline Radukanova, Camelia Stoilova, Laura Triance, Erika Zafirova. finishes with great style, but it seemed to become something of a runaway train in the middle. The brakes had to go on, and they did go on. But there were a couple of untidy moments from the Bulgarian group in a routine that otherwise was full of its usual precision and flair. Controlled attitude pirouettes. Big, bold attack of the balance work. Very confident. Wolf-style turn. So how much in terms of execution deduction for those near-miss moments from Bulgaria? It was otherwise a very strong routine, but the score is 42.8. So that's a real challenge to the Russian Federation that they've successfully bypassed. Bad news is, here comes another one. We've just seen the all-around bronze medalists from the 2019 World Championships. We now see the silver medalists and the champions, the reigning world champions with this particular set of apparatus. Japan with Rie Matsubara, Sakura Noshitani, Sayuri Sugimoto, Ayuka Suzuki and Nanami Takenaka, but only the 6th best performers in qualifying. They are a very fine group and they've been developing an enormous amount. How in control was that routine? It's such a rapid display. So often that there's virtually no margin for error. And that is what separates these finest routines from those that do not contend, but with it comes the risk of losses of contact with the apparatus.
Let independent women let me see ya. I'm a gentleman, let me see ya.
Nice synchronization. Turns. There's little hops around on the ground. Something that gymnasts will seek to minimise. Was the issue right at the end of the routine. You may just have seen out of shot the gymnast towards the right of the screen. It's struggling. So it might well be that another of the big contenders has had a slightly difficult day. Again, there's time to iron these problems out. .43.8 for Japan. They are up from qualification, but they were only the second highest qualifiers. So Japan are in the silver medal position, behind the Russian Federation, ahead of Belarus. Turkey, the 8th strongest performers in qualification, represented by Azra Akunju, Eda Asa, Piribaka, Dugu Doan and Ni Karabina. largely it was very stable from Turkey. They had an awkward ricochet on one occasion that they did manage to deal with. It's just been so encouraging to see all forms of gymnastics in Turkey over recent years really blossom and flourish. They're another nation that had great success at the Aerobic Gymnastics World Championships a couple of days ago, with Aisha Onbaşı taking the women's title. This coming a matter of months after this particular Turkish group impressed so strongly at the European Championships, where they won the mixed apparatus title. Turkey will have their minds very much on the European Championships, which are coming up, with the finals to be broadcast over the weekend of the 12th and 13th of June. Do tune into that one if you can. It's going to be an engrossing European Championships.
La grinta.
Host nation up next.
Fate le robe in rimbalzo, le robe lì. Ferme e poi via! Mani, mani! Sì. Fare via!
Tutti,
Veloci le prese, veloci le prese, stare nelle riprese.
More groups to come after this.
Forza!
Once the score is in, we have Italy, then we have Israel. Turkey, it is 36.8. That is a drop of over 2 marks from the qualifying score. It's becoming a nervy final, this. Does it open the door for Italy? The 5th strongest performers in qualification. Their squad of 6: Martina Centofanti, Agnesi Duranti, Alessia Maurelli, Daniela Mokurian, Laura Paris and Martina Sant'Andrea. Duranti and Sant'Andrea joined the group at the World Championships in Pesaro in 2017. They won the single apparatus title in this building 4 years ago. Oh, they love that at the Victor Frigo Arena. With the Italian group. And with the judges. Oh, there is style in this routine, so much style. Italy is one of the great group rhythmic gymnastics nations. Some of this squad, they really done the rounds at World Championships, European Championships. Not so much at World Cups. That's the funny thing about the Italian squad. They tend to keep their powder dry. Not compete at too many World Cups, but the World Cups are particularly important in an Olympic year. Now, as things stand in the 5 balls final, the Russian Federation lead on 45.35. Then there's quite a gap before we hit Japan on 43.8, and then to Belarus on 43.65. Once this score has come in, we just have the performance of Israel to come. Oh, Italy! Now that is most intriguing. 46.95. They go into the gold medal position ahead of the Russian Federation. They look pretty happy at the conclusion of the routine. They were right to be. Only one group now can make a last challenge for the podium places. Israel, 4th strongest in qualification. Ofir Dayan, Yana Kramarenka, Natalie Reitz, Juliana Telegina and Karin Vexman, the reigning European all-around champions. They were also silver medalists in the single apparatus final. where to begin. You have to feel so sorry for them right at the start of the routine. An agonising, almost slow motion loss of the apparatus that rolled away. They had to go for the replacement apparatus, and that carries with it a full mark of deductions. And then the awful moment where the gymnast had to really track back a quarter of the space to get the replacement apparatus. It's not just the deductions that are lost, it's the difficulty that can't be accumulated. Parts of the routine get missed out. It's really going to hit them hard in terms of the score. Fine recovery nonetheless, because there was so much of the routine still to come. It must be so difficult as an athlete to put that out of your mind when you know that's happened at the start of the routine and then carry on. So it's Italy in the lead, then it is the Russian Federation, then Japan. It is unlikely, one suspects, to change. Didn't see the score there for Israel, but we should be able to bring you the classified results in just a moment. Just as soon as we get that number in for Israel. It's Italy who have blossomed in this final. 46.95 score for the host nation. Israel 40.1, that's 4.5 marks lost from qualifying, a big change. Well, what about that? It's Italy who take the prize in Pesaro, with Russia in second place and Japan occupying bronze in the single apparatus final in group rhythmic gymnastics.